Previously on Podcast Without Pretense.
That's not good enough, and I do care.
No, really. Did we hit record? We hit record? Just stop messing with me. We hit record, right? Fuckers.
I mean, after the launch, it's going to be really hard to get his video back, so we should just put a still in or something.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Strickland's face.
I'm Aya's Akhtar.
I'm Eric Zandine.
And together, well, two of us are animated.
Well, yeah. I mean, so if you listen to the audio version of this, and you have been listening to the audio version of the show, you don't give a fuck about Jonathan's video problems right now.
You probably don't give a fuck about Jonathan in general. Let's be honest.
That's also true. So we're going to say, fuck you too. There we go. Let's just start off
That's completely
pissing off the audience.
Yeah, so Windows 10 had an anniversary update. Here's something Jonathan learned literally 5 minutes ago. Windows 10 had an anniversary update that my computer automatically went ahead and downloaded and installed, probably because I have a little driver update thingy that is managing that stuff for me, because I often forget to do things like that. But that means that my Logitech camera currently does not work with my operating system, and within mere moments of working, it ends up freezing, and so I have no video feed going into this week's episode. So this time it's not fuck you Comcast, this is a fuck you Microsoft. Also, fuck you Comcast.
Wait, you're blaming Microsoft because you left on automatic updates?
I'm blaming Microsoft because of the lack of the driver support, Ayaz, not because I updated. See, here's the thing, Ayaz. If you update an operating system, it should fucking work with everything you've already fucking got attached to it, okay? That has nothing to do with whether or not it's automatically updated.
No, that's not the way things work. It should work that way. I think
that's
John Strickland's audio has died too.
Did it really?
It's died?
No.
Oh, no, you're back.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
It's supposed to work that way, but it doesn't. Now, normally we do our Comcast challenge, and while we talk about what we're actually going to talk about, I'm going to look up what Comcast challenge stands for. So talk amongst yourselves.
Did you watch the movie, Ayaz?
No, I have not watched the movie yet.
Well, then we're not doing the Comcast challenge, are we?
No, I was saying I wanted to explain that before we talk about what we're going to talk about. Soylent.
Okay, sure.
Explain.
Right. So what we usually do on episodes, but we're not doing tonight, is we talk about movies that we try to watch with no distractions. But one of us hasn't attempted to watch the movie yet, and therefore we won't be doing that tonight.
Okay, fine. I'll look up the Comcast thing later. The thing is, there was a phrase that Spaceman over here told me about, that I should not watch the movie because my son will learn the phrase fist. And I didn't want to say that either one of those words anywhere near my kid, who's downstairs right now. So because of this, I have yet to watch this movie at work because, again, I was warned that this phrase shows up enough times. So I'm thinking, maybe this movie's not good for work. And then I was thinking, it's not good to have around my son because the weird thing is, either word, by the way, I was talking to Liz about this earlier today. The word fist is fine to say. The other F word isn't so bad either for a kid to say. But if they say it together and they're 6 years old, there is something immediately wrong with this picture. You see what I'm saying?
See, down here in the South, just that other F word, the fuck one, is pretty much considered to be a bad thing for kids to say.
Well,
I mean,
I'm in New York.
You're up in New York, where it's just part of the language, right? Like, this is really fucking good ice cream. That's not exactly how we treat it down here.
Yeah, but it's not fist good,
No, I've had some fist fuckingly good ice cream, I gotta admit, but that was in New York. So, the phrase doesn't pop up throughout the entire film, but it does pop up multiple times in one part of the film, and not only is Hotbot, the movie in question, not appropriate for you to watch with a child nearby or at work, it's not appropriate for anyone to watch ever because it's a fucking horrible movie.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
but we can't talk about it because Ayaz hasn't seen it. Now, Ayaz, I mentioned to this in email, this is absolutely true. When I got to the point where I stopped watching the first time, I almost just walked away.
Yeah, when I saw that information, I thought, what if my time is just zero? Screw it. I'm not even watching it, and I just want to hear the notes because that might be next week. But let's not even talk about the future or the past. We should talk about what we're going to talk about. Today, we're talking about Soylent. Why?
Yes, because all of us are drinking it.
Eating Soylent.
Well, so is Eric, and you were at some point. I don't know if you currently are, but I know that you have been.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Are you only on Soylent?
No.
Okay.
No, that's
Eric,
great.
you're just having it for breakfast, right?
Yeah, I'm just eating breakfast.
Okay. Well, I'm doing it for breakfast and lunch. Yeah, so we thought we'd talk about Soylent because here's the thing that I decided just on a whim to try. Were you already drinking it when I decided to start?
Yeah, by the time you had started, which I think it was is this a week ago or 2 weeks ago?
It was August 1st, so it was 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Okay. By that time, I wasn't on a lot of Soylent meals. It depended on the day of the week. Usually Wednesdays would be my Soylent day because I have a crap ton of work that day, and I never plan properly with my time. So Wednesday would be like 2 meals would be Soylent, and other days it'd be maybe 1 to 2 meals in the course of the day, max.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't do a full day of Soylent because I still enjoy eating, and sometimes I look forward to eating. But when it's just like I got to run or I got to make sure that I finish some work, that's when I would go with it.
Right. So you were already trying it. Eric decided to try it after I talked about it. What was your opinion, Eric?
So the reason I did it was I usually bike to bar and then go in, and usually I drink a protein shake, and I was pretty much getting to the point where I was burning through all of the energy from the protein shake that I drank, which was even like beefed up, like I had flaxseed, all kinds of crap in it. But yeah, sometime around like 10 a.m. I was already like starving. And then I saw you post about it, and I was like, why not? 400 calories. So it's been a week and a half, I guess. And I've been drinking it for breakfast every day. I just like kind of slam it before I like feel great, not hungry till lunch. Yeah.
Yeah, I found that the time between breakfast and lunch is the time that passes the best for me. Like I don't feel weird or like in need of anything more substantial. Going from lunch to dinner is a different story. Like by 4 or 5 o'clock, I'm starting to really crave something of more substance than Soylent, which is fine because I mean I'm eating a normal dinner each night,
Right.
but it does get challenging, right? Like I start hitting that 4 or 5 p.m. and I'm starting to feel hungry, not just think, oh, I'm looking forward to dinner, but more like I'm going to need to eat soon or I will start to stab people.
So are you only doing the 2.0 meals, so they're only 400 calories a piece?
Yes.
So are you allowing yourself any snacks between the 400 and then the other 400?
I only have a light snack after the second 400 because I don't feel any hunger between the first and the second. Like if I have my Soylent in the morning, like around 8 a.m., then when I'm ready to have lunch at noon, I'm fine. Like I'm like, oh, okay, I don't even necessarily feel like really hungry. I definitely could eat, but I'm not like feeling that sense of hunger. It's only after the second one. Typically, I will have a very light snack, like Pirate's Booty Corn Puffs, which are only 70 calories.
Well, I think that's the problem right there. When I was doing regular, I haven't done full 2.0 or 1.5. I kind of mixed it. I'll have 2.0 at work because I just had to ship there. I'll have 1.5 here, and another up to 1.6. So if you guys don't know, Soylent has version numbers, and they changed the recipes. The early on versions, I don't know what to call it. Editions had this oil that you would mix in with the powder and water and make this mixture. After a while, they got rid of the oil. They changed the formula. I think the newest version is vegan compared to the 1.5 version. I'm still on 1.5 because I have a bunch of it left over. But when I drink this stuff, I drink a lot more than the 400 calories. The 2.0 is sold in these little bottles, and you can get 400 calories. But when you make the full amount in that 1 liter jug, I try to get a good third of it. So I'll have about 600, a third of 2,000. So I'm actually doing quite well throughout the day. I don't get that hungry feeling because I'll have a really hefty, something like more like 500-600 calories at lunch. That way I can survive till 5 without worrying about what seems like what you're running into right now.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm trying to find a balance for it because one of the reasons that I'm doing this is it makes it much easier to count calories, and I'm trying to lose some weight. So, I'm doing that as part of my weight loss is being more aware of my calorie intake. And so I'm trying to find the right balance for, when should I take on calories? What am I aiming for? How can I make sure that I'm not going to train myself to just overindulge at dinner time, that kind of stuff. And I mean, I also like it because it is very fast and convenient. It's also significantly cheaper than eating lunch at Ponce City Market every day. I figured out, like, even with breakfast and lunch, you're talking about $6 a day, less than $6 a day for 2 meals. That would mean that a week's worth of meals on Soylent would be about the same amount as maybe 2 or 2.5 lunches at Ponce City Market. So,
yeah, I actually noticed the same thing too. With even just drinking it for lunch, it makes me way more aware of calories because I know that my breakfast is now 400. Now I'm like actually thinking about it throughout the day, which is kind of weird, but it did like kind of trigger that response for me. Now that I have like a measurable amount that I'm doing every day, I focus more on like how much I'm actually eating, which is a good thing. Like, yeah. I'm not like super using it to lose weight, but it does make you significantly more aware when you know the exact count of something.
Yeah. I'm doing the balance between losing weight and making sure I get all the nutrition I need, because you don't want to end up, well, one, you don't want to starve yourself. That's counterproductive. Yeah. And two, you don't want to end up with scurvy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the one thing it actually is helping me with too is that, so I just started 10K training, and if I was skipping breakfast and or still just drinking that crappy protein shake for breakfast, I'd probably be way more sore than if I were then eating Soylent for breakfast.
Right.
Yeah, because I would just not have all the calories that I need for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
what version are you? Sorry to interrupt. What version, Eric, are you drinking? Are you taking a powder and making it into a drink? Or are you doing the 2.0, which is already pre-made?
I have the 2.0. But yeah, and I was looking at it at like roughly the same way, which is like, if I like on my way into the office, if I stopped and got breakfast like once a week, the cost of that was generally like the cost of 5 days worth of soil.
Yeah.
And for me.
And I haven't, I haven't gotten tired of the taste of it or anything like that. I'm like, no, this is still fine. I was surprised that even now, when I'm, technically, I guess 17 days into the experiment for me, I don't feel sad or depressed about going to grab a Soylent. The only thing that's rough is if my office brings in food from somewhere else. I'm like, well, this sucks. Because
I wonder too. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the week I started, on day 3, that Wednesday, a local pizza parlor delivered like a dozen free pizzas to our office so that we could try them and hopefully enjoy them enough to go and use them for catering or go there for lunch. And I just sat there watching everyone eat slice after slice while I was just quietly sipping the Soylent.
I mean, I think that it's, especially with the 2.0, the flavor's not bad. It's not, like, great. Like, everybody, I brought in, like, pretty much half a case to my office. And everybody tried it, and they're like, this is acceptable. Like, it's not good. It's not bad. It's, it's a little sweet. It's fine. But 3 of them ended up buying a case, like, almost immediately.
I like, it does taste, like I've said many times, it tastes like the milk that's left over after a bowl of cereal. And my wife tried it, and she's like, yeah, you are exactly right. That's exactly what it tastes like. and I like that. Right, like that. I like that taste. So I'm perfectly fine with it. I also thought it was funny that the week after I started, that's when they came out with their coffee hybrid Soylent.
Coffee one.
Yeah, and then
Coffeeist.
Yeah, Eric was the first person to send Coffeeist to me, or send me a link to the news item about Coffeeist. Eric, you should be proud because you are number one out of approximately 37 people who sent me that information.
That's pretty fast. All right.
Yeah, I had a ton of them.
I need to order another case, and I'm like contemplating whether or not to get a case of Coffeeist or not. I don't.
Yeah, so Coffeeist, you can't get that on Amazon yet, so you got to go through Rosa Labs. I like going through Amazon because it seems so much faster. Before we jump to the Coffeeist stuff, I wanted to talk about the flavor differences because I've been using Soylent for a while. So I used to be at 1.3, which is back when they had the oil, and the change between 1.3 and 1.5, because I don't know what happened at 1.4. It was much better. It still tastes like this. I want to say it's pancake batter like in texture, because if you just are using their instruments, which is here's this 1 liter jug and you put in the powder in the water and you shake it all up, it's thick. It can be a little gritty. I actually ended up getting a hand blender, and that thing freaking makes it way smoother. 2.0 is like delightful compared to 1.5. Like 1.5 is kind of like, well, this tastes a little funny, and you'll see it if you have it in a glass. You'll see it like kind of just cling to the walls.
Yes.
Right, and you're like, it shouldn't move like this, but it is, and I'm drinking it anyway. So 1.5 is really hearty, which is a weird thing to say about a drink compared to 2.0. And I haven't tried Coffeeist yet. I'm really intrigued by it. But yeah, Amazon is super fast with it. Rosa Labs, I have had varying experiences with how fast I've gotten shipments from them. So I'm waiting on that one. And you guys haven't tried it yet, right?
I haven't tried it.
Order a case. I need another case anyway.
I don't think I'm going to try it.
Fast here. They're like down. I think they ship from Bloomington or something. It's 2 days every time I order from them.
I don't think I'm interested in the Coffeeist one because I enjoy a cup of coffee too much. I don't feel like I need to be on the run. What's that?
That's only a cup of coffee. I drink way more than that in a day. So I'm not super worried about it.
Yeah, I think, the amount of coffee I used to drink was very high, so I wanted to try it, although I'm curious what this flavor combination is going to be like. I don't know if Jonathan's still with us or not, but I think at one point he did mention he tried to use Soylent 2.0 as a coffee creamer.
Oh, yeah.
Disastrous results. Have you tried flavoring 2.0 at all, Eric?
I haven't felt the need. Like, I don't... I have no reason to try to do that. It tastes fine. Like...
it's weird. I haven't done it either. I haven't bothered to do that because it's a weird... I think the three of us have this mentality of, we know it doesn't taste great, but it doesn't have to. It's just meant to... Like, okay, I need these calories. I need these nutrients. It's not offensive. All right, fine with me. Like, that's the entirety of the usage of this food idea, because I've been like wanting this kind of solution for a while, and it goes back to even watching like Futurama, like Bachelor Chow. That'd be fantastic. I just want make it simple. I just want this thing. It works with my dogs. Why don't I have them? And then obviously Soylent isn't the first meal replacement drink, and it's not the first thing ever, but it got a lot of publicity because people were writing about it. Because also the name says Soylent versus it was like, oh, it's people, you're eating people. It's like, no, they shouldn't have named it that, but they did. But that's the point. So there's it to me, I think it strikes a chord with all of us where it's the calories, we're okay with it, and it doesn't have to taste great.
Yeah. Well, and it's like the like people who are like, well, but so are you done eating food? It's like, no, I really enjoy food, but I don't have time to make a gourmet breakfast before I leave the house. And this is significantly healthier than what I eat when I'm, running to work.
Yeah, that's a big thing because it gives you this convenience food style thing, but there's more to it because I was doing protein shakes as well for a while, but then I was like, what about all the other stuff I'm not getting? And the weird thing is protein shakes, oddly, are low in calories. Essentially, it's like here's 200 calories, 160 calories, exactly. And you're like, I can't function in the morning with this because this is all I'm having.
Why,
so I'm,
I would. That's my protein shake had ground up almonds and like flaxseed and whatever because I was just trying to beef up whatever I could to make it actually last for something, and it didn't work. I mean, it worked. Oh, it worked better than drinking protein itself, but yeah.
I was like okay, I'm gonna add a banana.
Shake, I never got there.
Add a banana, throw in some milk. Okay, try to get this thing. What else can I throw? Some peanut butter in there. Okay, we got some fat. We got something in there. But that's the point. I don't want to have all these different elements that I have to keep around the house just to make this just not that great drink. That's the other thing. I wasn't making that great a drink in the first place. It was just this chocolate flavored thing. So nothing really changed. It's just not as chocolatey. So end of that. Have we lost Jonathan in space? Yes, we have. It's hard to tell. He keeps a good poker face. All right, so Soylent now has bar form. They've gone from being a powder-based food to having a pre-made drink, and now there's the Soylent bar, which I think is like $2 a bar, and I want to say it's 250 calories.
So,
what's that?
Hey guys.
Hello.
yeah,
I'm on my phone now.
Okay, well at least we got you. It looks like Eric's signal is now dying.
Oh, good. Yeah, so this is a.
But
oh, there he is. So I was asking Eric, and now that Jonathan's back, I can ask either one of you. Soylent bars.
Yeah.
What about them?
Soylent bars.
So it's $2 a pop, right? Which
yeah.
Wait. I am not familiar with Soylent bars. Are we talking about like bars of food that are Soylent, or are we talking about a bar you go to and you order a Soylent?
Oh,
well,
okay.
This happened earlier.
Yeah, your second idea is great. It doesn't exist yet, but a Soylent bar is a new food product by Rosa Labs. It's a solid bar of Soylent. It's about 250 calories and at $2 a pop, I think. It was just introduced today. They've been talking about it for a while, and it's out there. So what do you think of the idea, Jonathan, since you just heard it now?
I'm okay with just having the Soylent that I have now. I don't need a solid bar at all.
So I would totally order the bar for hiking because I was actually thinking about like taking bottles of like 2.0, like hiking and stuff like that. But now there's a bar, so they're just pretty much releasing products as I need them.
Oh, this is good. What else do you need? Because you wanted the coffee thing. That happens.
That's true.
Well, I still don't understand the coffee thing because I enjoy a cup of coffee so much that I can't imagine like saying, how can I make consuming this more convenient and less enjoyable?
Okay, is anybody else hearing that buzzing?
It's my phone.
I know. I'm just asking if it's audible on the podcast.
Oh,
like Eric, you heard it, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
if you heard it, then that pretty much tells you it has to be, right?
Just
if it's not coming from you, but you are hearing it, surprise, surprise, asshole.
Or I could have been a jerk about it and been like, turn up your vibration, you moron. But
I can't. It does not turn off.
So
it's a function. You can turn it off.
Nope.
I find coffee is interesting because it has L-theanine in it, which I actually tried.
I like that Eric Soldier's on.
I'm just going. You guys can yell at each other.
All right, go for it.
But no, so the coffee is. I didn't notice this before. They add L-theanine to it to take the edge off the caffeine, which I've totally tried before, and it worked for me. So L-theanine kind of inhibits the jittery effect of caffeine. It's in tea, but not in coffee. So a lot of people try like brain hacking by taking like a 200 milligram capsule of caffeine and then L-theanine, and it just like perks you right up, except you're not jittery or anything. It worked for me because I actually tried it for a while and then realized I just liked the coffee. But yeah, that's pretty interesting actually. There's not
that
enough
sounds
caffeine
like it'd be good. That's the other thing. Like, just because you like coffee doesn't mean you wouldn't want the combination. I was thinking just the idea of caffeinated Soylent, but what you mentioned sounds even better. The idea that you're going to have a mellow, non-jittery version of it. Also, I still want coffee. there's nothing wrong with having. Well, I guess there is some. There's something really wrong with having lots and lots of caffeine. You're gonna be fucked up. But
What the L-theanine's for? Solves that problem.
you'll be fine.
As someone who occasionally gets kidney stones, and sometimes caffeine can contribute to the formation of kidney stones, yeah, I don't need more coffee.
All right, fair enough.
I love that Jonathan exists. So, like, the best stuff in life, caffeine will make him have extreme pain, potentially, with kidney stones. Alcohol will kill him. Shrimp will kill him. What else is there? Are you okay with breathing?
Oh.
We're in space, so you manage that. So many things will kill Jonathan. So sad. This is far too perfect. Anyway,
Tell if he's not responding, or
I think he might have had some shrimp.
possibly.
He has died. Okay, so like I think this episode has gone off a cliff. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, it sounds about that way.
Yeah. So I think this is a safe time to look into the future because I don't know if Jonathan's coming back. So next time on Podcast Without Pretense.
I mean, they said they launched a better satellite, so his reception should be better this time.